Happy Monday, everybody. It is so hot in Houston, okay? I know this is the most naked y'all ever seen me on the show, but I'm just trying to cool off, okay? I'm so excited today to have Tamika Lindsey here. She is a fearless female in her own right. We were talking in the lobby earlier, and she was like, you know what? I don't necessarily consider myself fearless. I consider myself faithful. But most fearless females are faithful. We walk by faith, not by sight, because a lot of times it gets so scary and so hectic that you just have to do a faith walk. So today I'm here with Tamika, excited that she's here to share her journey, her story with us. We discussed actually that we've been on each other 16 years.
A long time.
16 years. We met when she was in nursing school.
I just graduated nursing school.
And what did you attend school?
Texas Woman's University.
Okay. So we met through a mutual friend, Michelle Easley.
Mm-hmm.
They met at Methodist.
Yes, we did.
And 16 years later, we're going to share this journey.
Wow.
She started off as a nurse.
A registered nurse.
And what made you into nursing?
So originally I wanted to be an attorney. And hold on a second because I want my people. Can you approve that request? Click view.
Right here.
No, look, approve it. Approve it so that my people can see. Look, view. Okay, yes. All right. Very good.
Oh, she's super smart. Okay.
So
this is our first time doing that, Mike.
oh, okay. See. So anyway, so originally when let me take this. Maybe that's not gonna work. Sorry, y'all can't see. Sorry. Okay.
Are you trying to split it?
Yes, no, I'm turning it off. All right. So anyway, they won't be able to see. I'll just share it. Okay. So originally when I was in high school, I wanted to be an attorney. And then I quickly learned that I don't like to read. So my mom said, well, if you don't like to read, you're going to need to figure something out. So then I went to volunteer Benton emergency room. And at this time, this is when the show J.R.R. was out and it was all the hype and everybody. And I loved it. I was like, I want to be an ER nurse. I loved all the blood and everything everywhere. It was great. And I decided to go to nursing school. So I applied to one school, actually, TW.
What made you select TWU? There's so many nursing programs.
Right. So we toured a few. We toured some HBCUs, Prairie View being one. I toured Lamar University. Then I toured TWU. And honestly, I'm an only child. And I really didn't have to share a room with anybody. And that was something that those schools, you had to share a room with somebody. And TWU, other than them being like, at that time, the number one school for nursing, I didn't have to share a room if I didn't want to. And then the rooms that we shared, it was just one other person. It wasn't like a quad.
Okay.
And so I was sharing a restroom with 4 people. That was another issue for me. So that's honestly why I chose TWU, because it was me and my roommate, and we had one bathroom. So I didn't have to wear all those slippers and all that kind of stuff. So it just made me feel more comfortable. And it was farther enough away from home to where my mom could get to me if she needed to. But or close enough if she needed to get to me, but away, not so close to where she couldn't just pop up on me, because of course I'm trying to live my life as a young 17-year-old college student. I graduated at 17 because of how my birthday ran. And so so I love TW. I went to Denton at first. You do your first 2 years up there, and then you apply to nursing school. And nursing school is very competitive. About 400 plus applicants apply. They accept about 80 back then. And I think my GPA was 3.7, and I was number 80.
Okay.
Number 80 to get in.
Number 80 to get in out of the 400.
So the last one to get in with that GPA.
3.7. So that means that's high standards, 4.0, 3.9.
Right. Yeah.
So you went to TWU, went to Methodist to do your, not intern, is that what you guys call it?
No. So I graduated
Student
nursing school.
Okay.
Right. And so I went into the surgical ICU right out of nursing school. And I knew that I wanted to do something that was more stimulating to my brain, where I can critically think. And I wasn't just passing meds. And if anybody does that, that's fine. It's just I knew that I was easily bored, and I didn't want to do that. So in the ICU, you think quick, And that's what I loved about the ER, but ER didn't take new grads. So I went to the ICU, and it was a great experience for me. I learned so much about myself. I learned how to save people's lives, and that to me it made me fearless. Almost. I mean, it was crazy. I had a great, amazing preceptor, which is the person who trains you. And it was a guy, and he was really, really tough on me. And he always told me, he said, every time you go in a room, you act like you don't know what the next moment's going to be. Because again, my next patient, because you would have two, could not be doing so well the next moment. And I may not get into that room again for another 4 hours. So make sure you wrap up everything. And so that's how I started my nursing career. And that's how I was trained. So I always knew when I went in a room, even though I had 12 hours, I went in, I did what I needed to do, and then autopilot from there. After I stayed there, I stayed at Methodist a year or two. And then I went to go and be a travel nurse, and told my best friends, hey, I want to go be a travel nurse. I love to travel. I don't want to pay for it, so how can I do that? And so hospitals pay for you to travel to different places and work at hospitals, and they pay for your housing. And I always went to places I wanted to go. So if anybody wants to be a nurse, travel nurse, you don't have to go where they want you to go. You can go wherever you want to go. And so that's what I did. And we stayed in LA for 9 months. And when I decided I was going to go, my best friends was like, well, we're going too. So Methodist lost 3 nurses at one time. And then I had another friend worked at Memorial Southwest, and she left. And so we were just on the road. And we went and we lived our best life, and we went to the Oscars, and we did so much fun stuff. And I worked 9 months out the year, and it was great. And I did that for 5 years. And we went to Miami, and we lived in Miami 6 months out the year. And we just did whatever we wanted. So I will truly say that I have no regrets in life. When it was time for me to settle down, when I met my husband, Chris.
On the road.
In
travel
Atlanta.
nursing. Yes,
travel nursing. Yes. On an assignment that my friends were all supposed to come on, but I was the only one that got a contract. So I ended up going to Atlanta by myself.
Was that the only city you went to alone?
That was the only city I went to alone. And wasn't looking for anybody. Just looking to have a good time. And here we are, 13 years later.
I get tickled because I think about your mom.
Yes.
I get tickled. I think about your mom. Yeah, Tamika done met some old country boy.
Yes, girl. Yes. He is a country boy. I love him to death. And I always say that a country boy, who would have thought a country boy would have met a city chick? Because I'm a city girl. And it just works. It works. He's a loving man. And everything that's happened since I've met him, would almost be impossible without his support. He and my mom, I couldn't do it without them. But so after I decided travel nursing, I was tired of it. You get tired of packing up your car 5 years. Great. All right, I got a man now. So I said, honestly, and I'm going to be very honest, that's all that I know how. My mama, she keeps it real. What can I do to keep making 6 figures? And go back home where it wasn't going to be bedside nursing. So I went back to school, and that's when I became a nurse practitioner. I went back to TW and at the Houston campus, and I did that, and I worked full time. And Chris moved down here, and then he was a man, and he took care of me when I couldn't work, and for that I'm forever grateful, because I didn't have to struggle through school. And I graduated, became a nurse practitioner, and went down to work in Lake Jackson, little country area, which is now my town, as the injector, I would say. And just shows how life goes 360, because before all of this glam NP, I went back to work at Bental BR with Baylor.
Did you?
And it was so funny to see the residents that were residents back when I was volunteers. Now that they're attendings, they're doctors now. And they were like, I remember you were a volunteer here. And I was running shock trauma, as a nurse practitioner. And so it's amazing how God just brings you back. I mean, he'll bring you back. And look at me down in Angleton and in Lake Jackson. Now I'm the queen of injectables down there. And that's where I started as a nurse practitioner. And so God is good. I just can't thank him enough.
So how did you end up working in Lake Jackson and Angleton?
So as a nurse practitioner, I went and did my clinical rotation down there as a student. And the doctor said, I want to hire you. And I said, okay. Well, it was 45 minutes from my house because we lived in the med center. But he was going to give me a chance. He was smart. I'm forever grateful to him. Dr. Leo Cretion, I am forever grateful to him because he is a walking medical encyclopedia. And everything that he taught me is why I am the medical person I am today. And it was internal medicine. Internal medicine is not easy. And internal medicine is different than family practice because you see complicated people. People that have high blood pressure, they're on 10, 12 meds. They have high cholesterol, they're on 3, 4 meds. Diabetes, 6 or 7 meds. So you're dealing with all of those things. And so it takes a pretty smart person to be able to work all that
Make sure
out.
those medications don't complicate the other medication.
Exactly.
Because I always wonder about that. Like definitely older people have like pill boxes that they carry with them like all day. And you think it's for the week? That's like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Today. Yes.
And maybe anywhere from 10 to 15 pills.
Correct. Yes.
And I'm always wondering about that because I'm a person. I know medication is needed, but that's the thing I'll take the least of.
Right. Right.
Arm has to be falling off. Foot has to be really, really, really bad to get there. So it's like 15 pills a day. Is that necessary?
And people do. They need it. And unfortunately, we don't take care of ourselves. And I'm a guilty party, but I'm learning. And so that's what I dealt with. And he really just groomed me. And after I decided to leave down there, I went on to work family practice, and then I went to emergency medicine, and then the urgent care was where I worked before I decided to branch out and do this injectable thing.
So what made you venture out and become, I know you did 2 things. You worked and you started doing the injectables. So what made you even decide to do the injectables while you were working with him?
So it wasn't with him. I was at an urgent care. I was working 12, 13 hours. I worked 9 to 9, but we may get out at 10 or 11 p.m. And to be honest with you, Keitha, I've been in this game a long time, and working 12, 13 hours, paving on a concrete floor is hard on your body. I'm 38 years old and my back hurts. I have back problems from lifting patients and doing all of that kind of stuff. And so when you get older, you start to think, well, what are you going to do for the rest of your life?
Smarter, not harder.
Right. And so now I have a son and I have a husband, and I just thought, my God, I need to do something where I'm just going to be happy every day, because the field of medicine has changed. It's more vending machine medicine. And it's stressful out there for providers such as myself, doctors, nurse practitioners, PAs, because you want what you want. When you go to the doctor and you feel like you're sick, you want an antibiotic because you paid to come in there. And you don't want to walk out of there with me telling you it's a virus. And that's not always the best for you. And so you get a lot of people not happy, and you take that home and you know that you've done the best thing. At the same time, people aren't happy. And so I just said, I want to do something where people most of the time are happy. And that's brutally honest. And I'd never done this before. I'd start going to conferences, and I said, I love this. People are happy. And it wasn't even about the money. I didn't even think about the money, honestly. I just thought that I wanted to work and be happy.
So better work quality of life.
Yes.
Work life.
Right. Because I love suturing up your cuts, your dog bites, and fixing your sinus infections. I mean, I miss that. I love it. I love practicing medicine. That's why I still offer telemedicine visits at my practice. But I just wanted to have a happy work life, because you spend a lot of your time at work. And so that's how I decided, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. And so after going to some conferences and trainings and doing all of that, I decided that I was going to roll out exclusive wellness and aesthetics. And I stayed at the urgent care, and I worked 7 days a week for 300 days. And 3 days a week at the urgent care, and the other 4 days I was working to build my brand. And it was hard. It was very hard. And my husband, I remember I didn't do laundry for 300 days. I felt like a single parent. I felt like my husband was a single parent because I was working a lot, and he sacrificed his time. And Cameron, thank God, he was young enough to where he really didn't miss me. But when he got old enough to where he started missing me is when it was time for me to leave. And so that moment came in April of 2017. And I was on Facebook scrolling, and Jasmine Avery, you know her? Yeah. All right. I was on my timeline, and I'd never heard Tamala Mann's song before, and she had posted a video, God Provides. And my mentor, she'd been telling me, you just need to step out on faith, Tamika, like God got you. And I was like, girl, I need that every 2-week check. Like, I'm too comfortable with that. Stability. Yes. Stability. Yes. And this is being frankly honest. And I said, okay, all right. I hear what you're saying. Not quite ready yet. And so I saw that I had a horrible day at work. Horrible day. And I was very uncomfortable at work. And I saw that video, and I said, Lord, he has to tell me in all different kind of ways, because I'm hard-headed and I won't listen. Me too. So I said, I'm going to write my resignation letter. And I did. And I gave it on Good Friday. And I said, Jesus Christ. And I haven't looked back. My life has been the best. But I wasn't as fearless. I was lying. I wasn't. I was scared. I still went and got a part-time job.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. And then Hurricane Harvey took that part-time job away.
So Harvey happened in what, September?
Yes. Uh-huh.
So from like May to September, you had this job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Harvey took that job away.
Mm-hmm.
And then you didn't go looking for another one.
I wanted to.
So what made you not do that the second time?
My mentor. She said, you're going to keep playing with God. He's showing you that he's going to provide for you. This is what he wants for you. And you keep playing with him. You keep going, get all these little side gigs. This is what he wants for you.
Because you're really not trusting.
No.
Because, that's what surrendering look like. Mm-hmm. That's what surrendering, somebody said, what is surrendering? What is surrendering to God? What it looks like, you're saying, you got it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to put my hands in it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to try to fix it. Mm-hmm. That's you working, right? Mm-hmm. And when you do that, you don't allow him to work. You don't allow him to get the full glory and all the credit.
That's right.
And so you got to take both your hands off of it and your feet and really let him do his work.
That's what I had to do.
That's the only way he does great work.
And she told me, she said, you can't talk the faith walk and not walk the faith walk. And I cried, and I questioned if I was even a believer, honestly. And this is just keeping it 100. I did. I was like, I was raised in the church. And my granny, she raised me better than this. My mama, I know what God can do. And I just didn't. And I tried to. I still kept those Indeed job listings coming. And I just said, God, I trust you. I trust you. And here we are.
Here we are. 2 years later. Really 18 months from that date.
Right.
Technically 18 months from that September when you really let go and let God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so now, fast forward, here we are in July 2019. My business will be 3 years old. And now I have staff, which is amazing.
More than that, you have your own building.
I have my own building.
Like, I think that is such a big deal. She has her own building. And the reason why I say this is because I've been in my salon 16 years paying rent. This building will never, ever be mine. And I thought, Tamika's such a smart businesswoman. She has her own building, like hers. That in 16 years, 30 years, or however many years, it's going to be yours or your baby's or whoever. Or you can sell it. But it's not giving away money. When I tell you, I think that is so smart, Tamika. That was so impressive for a new business owner. You, like you just said, you've been in business 3 years in July, right? And you opened up this new facility when?
January 2nd.
January 2nd.
It's amazing, Keitha.
That's a big deal.
It's a huge
No, that's
deal.
like for real.
I know.
And brag on yourself.
I don't know how to do that.
It's okay to brag about that because a lot of people ain't doing that. I'm telling you. A lot of people do not own the office or the building where they work. A lot of doctors don't. You know that.
Right.
You know that.
Right. I wish I could take credit for any of this. I can't. I can't. I remember telling myself, you know what? I'm a tithe no matter what. Because my grandmother, she tithed no matter what. Keitha, it did not matter if she wasn't going to have the money to pay the rent. And I remember before I started this business, I said, I'm going to tithe no matter what. Rather I go to church, I'm going to pay online. I'm going to tithe no matter what. And God has provided.
He does. And your grandparents, they really, really believed in God. Differently than us. Let me tell you what our problem is. I'm going to be perfectly honest. We think we're so smart. We're so educated. Your grandmother wasn't as smart as you when it came to books, maybe.
Right.
She probably don't have a college degree. She may not have a master's or doctorate. So we start thinking we're smarter than our grandparents. Your grandmother didn't live in a house as big as yours. Grandmother didn't even drive a car as nice as yours. So we started taking credit for our hard work, right? But grandmother knew that everything came from God. Well, we started saying things like hard work. We do. We start giving ourselves too much credit. And even my grandmother, I must tell a little bit of her business. She get a Social Security check every month, and our accounts are joined. And, you know, a tithe is nothing but 10%. My grandmother paid 20% off the top. I said, look at Granny balling.
Girl.
Like balling.
Trying to get
and
there.
I'm saying that because, really, if you know about a Social Security check, it's
nothing.
And the fact that she's so faithful.
So faithful.
So, let me tell you how bold Social Security is. They didn't decrease my grandmother's Social Security check instead of increasing it. They done took $15 away a month for whatever reason. But I'm like, cost of living going up, still faithful.
The system
20%. 20% off the top.
That's amazing. Yeah.
But that's what grandmas do because they really believe it.
They believe it.
They believe in the power of God.
They believe it. They believe it. And every time that I question myself, my grandmother believed it. And no matter what, I pay my tithes. It doesn't matter if we was in Jamaica. I pay my tithes because God has provided for me. I am probably the third black entrepreneur cosmetic injector in Houston.
Really?
Camille Cash.
Yes.
When I heard that she knew of me, I about fell out. When I heard that she's proud of me representing us, I about fell out. And I don't know. I remember I told you I may cry. It's because I'm finally being proud of me. Finally, this year, I'm finally proud of me. It took me a long time to get there because of fear of failure. I don't worry about failing anymore. I'm good. I took 10 days off of vacation. I'm good. God is amazing. He takes care of me. He brought me an amazing staff. I'm good. I'm good. Nurse injector of the year. First year out the gate.
Congratulations.
That was amazing. D-Mars honored me. You were there.
Yeah.
Top 50 before I even really opened. Real Self. My clients voted me most loved injector. That's amazing. And I just posted the other day, I never even told anybody. Like, my business was a finalist for top 40, under 40 by the Houston Business Journal.
Congratulations.
They know about me. God is amazing. My mom should be proud. Yeah. My mom should be proud. She was a 16-year-old mom. That's why she'll never have to worry. I got her. And we're going to be fine. But what we want to come on here and tell people about how it's not all glitz and glam.
No,
so all this you see, all this, I don't look like this every day. And I'm up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And it's a lot of hard work that goes into this and a lot of sacrifice and a lot of studying and a lot of just making sure that I'm better than others. I don't do competition. I don't worry about competition. I don't worry about other people just doing better than me, because I want everybody to win. And there was nobody there to help me get started. I reached out to people and nobody would, because they felt like I was their competition. And I'm not. I want everybody to win. It's 4 million people in Houston. There's plenty of Botox needed, fillers needed, facials needed, body contouring, whatever, So if we can all just get away from that mentality, we would be so much better, not just as women, but just as a society. We would just be so much better. And just help people. If you've had struggles in your business, let me tell you what I did. Tell me what your struggle was, so that I don't have to pay for that mistake. And that's what my mentor tells me all the time. Tamika, I'm trying to give you the lesson for free. You don't have to pay for it. And I want to pay that forward.
How did you find your mentor?
At your salon.
Really?
Under the hair dryer.
Look at that. Look at that. I'm like, this because you keep,
She's the only reason why there is an exclusive wellness and aesthetics.
Look at that.
The only reason. I went to her house to do something for her mom. And she said, "You always talking about you going to start your own business?" I was like, "Girl, I am." She said, "You got 6 weeks to come up with a business name and an LLC." And here I am.
Look at that. And the fact that you have someone who you can be candid with and who's going to share it with you, important to you. Do you have a mentee?
I have some people that I do pour into, but I take them very selectively, because people think this is a game and they think you don't have to work for it, but you do. I didn't get here without work. And everybody wants that instantaneous glam life, and it's just not like that. But I'm thankful for my mentor and that she believes in me, and even when I don't want to hear it, I listen to what she says, and she respects me and respects the business, and I'm thankful for her. I call her my side piece. So at night, once Chris goes to bed, I turn over and I put the covers over my head, and we on the phone.
Brainstorming. Strategizing.
Yep.
Ready to conquer the world. Yeah, it's always great to have someone that you can really talk to and pull from, and who pushes you and hold you accountable. Even motivated and dedicated people and determined people need accountability partners. So just imagine, with your drive and determination, you still need somebody to push you.
I still did.
So somebody who has half that work ethic needs a little more push, I think people underestimate the power of accountability.
I needed it.
No, I think people underestimate the power of accountability, because those accountability partners push you beyond your own measures.
Because I'd been a nurse practitioner 6 years, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to start my own thing." And she was like, "You got 6 weeks."
Because it would have been another 7 years and 8 years. And a time before you know it,
Look at this. It's 16 years.
And it goes by so fast.
So fast.
Because we keep putting everything off until tomorrow.
So stop putting it off.
Yes.
Just do it.
Yes.
Like, just do it.
Just do it. And do it. And I just, pardon my French, even if you got to wing it.
Wing it.
Wing it. Because a lot of times
we're
waiting on perfection.
Right.
The perfect day, the perfect time, the perfect amount saved.
Right.
Man, you going to learn how to do some real funny accounting. And when I say funny, if you got to pull out 5 credit cards to get it done, you're going to get it done.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay if one credit card won't go through.
Right.
Put 1,000 on this one, 1,500 on this one, 20,000.
Lord, my mentor would kill me. But I'll take it from my personal account, and I just be like, you know what? I'm not going to Starbucks for 6 months.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
You got to do the sacrifice. You got to make it happen. However, you got to make it happen. You got to make it happen.
Because I know with when we did the salon expansion, we looked at the numbers, we looked at the bills. I'm like, ooh, something got to get cut out. Like, we got to cut some things out, pull some things away. And that's how my grandmother started living with us. We paid our rent for 15 years. And I'm like, 2 rents and it's bigger rent. I was like, she's going to come on, move in with us. And the best decision I ever made.
Of
like,
course.
I'm mad that I was impressed earlier.
I wish my mama would come live with us.
But you know what? My grandmother didn't want to live with us either.
Mama don't want to live with us, but I
They've been
love
living
it.
by themselves for so long. You know what I
Yes.
mean? They don't want to live with you and be under your roof.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel like you're going to be uncomfortable. She's going to be uncomfortable because at the same time, it's like two queens in one house.
Right.
And it really can't happen,
Uh-huh.
to be truthful.
Uh-huh.
And I guess, once your mom moved in or once my grandmother moved in, she was like, baby, this is your house. I'm just here. And I'm never going to make her feel uncomfortable, but it was the best decision I ever made. Because she's aging.
I wish.
She's aging, and now I'm able to see things that I couldn't see in a 30-minute visit.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, life will make you, like right now, I'm doing some new accounting. Like, do you need this? Do you need that? And it'll make you look at them numbers differently. Unnecessarily. I'm like, wish these people take my car back. I'm for real. I'm like, all I need to do is Uber. All I need to do is Uber. But no, it does make you kind of re-strategize because if you want to grow your business, grow your brand, or start a new business, you got to give up something.
I had to give up a lot.
No, you have to.
Yeah.
We have to give up something. And that's the deal. Do you want to bad enough to sacrifice?
Do you?
That's really what it is.
Do you?
And I don't mean
That's
this
the real
money.
question.
Time. You work for 300 days straight, no
300
off
days
days.
straight.
Like, I'm over here like, I don't know if I want to
I
do
was
that.
like that.
Yeah, but it's more than money. The time,
more
the
than
energy,
money.
your
Yeah.
resources.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a really big deal and a major decision to make.
It was crazy.
But it was worth it.
God is amazing. I'm thankful I made it.
You made it. Well, thank you for coming today, Tamika.
Thank you for
sharing
having
your story.
me.
I mean, even though I know bits and pieces of it, just to hear, I never knew you got that second job, that part-time job.
I did.
I thought you like,
Mm-mm.
you say no,
I
I
wasn't that faithful. I did. I went and got that second job.
No, but thank you for being honest, transparent, and we need that. People need to see that
They do.
because they see the success,
They see it.
but we got to hear about the sacrifice.
You have to.
But thank you for coming. I'm
Thank you
Nikita
for
Ross
having me.
and Tamika Lindsey.
Thanks.
Follow her on Instagram,
Yes.
GlamNP713.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye.